Hello, today I'm gonna record a tier list on World Conquer 4 generals. I'm doing World Conquer 4 video today instead of World Conquer 3 because a World Conquer 4 tier list is already made. Um, I'm gonna use my PC today because there's no gameplay. I'm gonna change all the letters from S, A, B, C to F. F being the lowest tier. I'm sorry I have to replace them, but alright, let's start with Abrahams. I would rank Abrahams in S tier just because he is actually very capable IAP. IAP stands for in-app purchases. Or I can say pay to win, which is pay to win, literally. But I'm gonna stick to IAPs. Abrahams is an IAP. He has pretty good peak damage, so he deals a lot of damage at his maximum potential. So when he moves a bunch of grids, but when he's like stationary, he's like stuck. He's in, I don't know, a war zone, in a war zone game mode, and there's not much moving going on. He would fall off quite. His damage is quite inconsistent. Basically, his damage is great when you move him around. His damage would suck or mid when he's not moving. So that's Abrahams for you. Now there's Arnhem. He's not in A S tier or A tier or even B tier. He's in between B and C tier. I feel like he's in C because he's a paid general after all, and he has a really bad like skill set. If I remember correctly, it's quite bad. He has desert fighting, and he's paid general, so he's not that good. And how these rankings work is, I'll do tank first, then I'll do artillery, then I'll do navy and air, like something along the lines. And if there's, let's just say, where is the guy I'm looking for? Let's just say, if I place it in this order, there are orders. Abrahams is currently better than Sherney, so there's orders here. So who's in front is better, and who's behind is worse. But then if I place a navy general, I can't find navy general right now. I'm struggling. I'll just say this. This does not mean that Abrahams is better than Simmel. It just means that it's another category, so the order only applies to one specific category. It does not apply to generals in different categories, but if I decide to add this, well, this is not true, but if I decide to add this, it does not mean Abrahams is better than Rundstedt, but it means Simmel is better than Rundstedt, but these are separate, alright? So that's how this is gonna work. Alright, with that out of the way, here's this Soviet general, begins with B, but I can't pronounce his name, so he's in F tier, alright? He's just really bad. If I remember his skill set, is Tide of Iron with some like irrelevant skills, and yeah, no one should own him. He's also a bronze general, so you can't even equip skills. Oh, he doesn't even have Tide of Iron. He has elastic defense, which is even worse. So yeah, an F tier for him. Arnold, B tier. He's quite good, free to play, alright, but there are better generals that deserve S tier and A tier, so that's why he's in B tier. Badoglio, he's a bronze general, which makes him really bad. He's an alright World Conquer 3 general. He used to be quite good, but if I remember correctly, he has barrage. He doesn't have accuracy, so he deserves an F. Even though he's artillery, but I kind of forgot what I'm doing, so just place him here for now. He's definitely F. Alright, Sherney here. He is S tier, alright. He's quite good. He's not as good as Abrahams, in my opinion, but he's alright. Alright, now it's Bok, if I remember correctly. Bok is quite good. He has no armored assault, but for a bronze general, he's up there in D tier. It's not that good, but he has plane fighting and blitzkrieg. And that's basically Bok. He is nothing. He's better than F tier. That is who he is. Bradley. He's more artillery, so I must give him Rundstedt. He has tank stars, but he's more infantry. No, 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 no. Yes, Graziani. Graziani, he's not that good, you know. He's like one of the worst gold generals. The only one worst is Patton, I think, but he has Machinist, which is pretty bad. Ace Forces, useless on Elite Forces, which is ironic, in my opinion, and Mountain Fighting. However, he can technically have the two damage staples of infantry, not infantry, tank. So Panzer Leader and Armored Assault. So, in my opinion, he's in C tier. And he is worst. Is he worst? Is he equal worst? I actually need to think about it. Actually, he's better because at least he has, mountain fighting for damage. Arnhem has desert fighting, so yeah. And Blitzkrieg falls off in endgame, so that's why Arnhem is behind Graziani. Now, another tank general, Guderian. Hands down S tier, there's no question. He has a really good biography that allows him to crit 100% of the time, and a crit with a level 5 red ribbon means double the base attack. So base attack is the damage shown in the unit minus your technology level. That's your base damage, and he's just so good. Like Guderian, I know I might piss people off, but I like Guderian more than Manstein. Because he's so consistent. He's insane, alright? Okay, now Katukov. He's not a damage general, so he should not be in A tier. But he's solid, alright? He can be good. He can have the damage staples, or he can be the best defense tank general. And there's not much to say about Katukov. He has armor tactic expert, so he's recovering a bunch of HP. He can have fighting spirit, which is recovering another bunch of HP. A Splitzkrieg, which is survival. He's literally the survival god. There's not much to say about him, but unfortunately, survival does not deserve S tier. Another tank general. Kula is not tank. Lieb is not tank. List, in my opinion, is a B tier general. Ignore Arnold for a sec. For List, he has a decent skill set. Some people run him as the third tank general, which I don't believe is the right thing to do. But he can technically have 6 tank stars. And Armored Assault and Panzer Leader, they're 2 damage staples that a decent tank should have, and he has that. And Explosives, it's an alright damage skill in mid game, but end game, it's not the best, but he does deserve B tier for having no trash skills. But he's not the best in endgame. He's quite good in mid game though when you're playing Frontiers. Explosives help in Frontiers with List. And he's also quite expensive because he only starts with 3 Panzer ability stars. So yeah, that's the List for you. Manstein. Like I said, a lot of people place Manstein here because I get why he has the highest damage, no, not highest, but one of the best damage ceilings, which means he can hit higher damage than Guderian. But in my opinion, the fact that Guderian triggers crits 100% of the time is better than Manstein's a bit more damage. That's just my opinion though, they have the exact same skill set. So yeah, the only difference is biography. But Manstein does cost money, which I'm not factoring here. No cost involved, alright? So there's not going to be a cost bias here. So Manstein, I'm sorry, but you're behind Guderian. Feel free to disagree. I get why you would disagree, but Model. I'm sorry to the Model simp on Reddit. I know you love Model, alright, whoever you are on Reddit, but he is nothing more than a D tier general, in my opinion. Model has Crossfire, right? Yeah, he's the line of defense. He has Crossfire, so he's kinda historically accurate. I'm trying to find Model in my actual game. I kind of forgot his skill set. He has Ace Forces, which is quite bad. He has nothing good. He cannot have Armor Assault and Panzer Leader together, which is a detriment. But he is better than Bok, in my opinion. But he's like in between C and D. But the difference is he cannot have the two damage staples of Panzer Leader and Armored Assault, so he's in D. Alright, another tank general is Montgomery. A B tier general. He's not an A tier. He does not deserve A tier because he has a trash skill like Elastic Defense. It's quite trash. One of the trashiest skills, but otherwise he has a pretty good skill set. He can have the two damage staples. He can have Crossfire, which increases damage by a lot, and most importantly, well, he does the planes, but that's not the most important part. He has the biography, which is quite good for elite forces. And even if his biography is nothing too special, he is still really good. Like, he's a solid third tanker for free to play. So Montgomery can be third tanker, List can be third tanker, but Montgomery's a better one. Just because he has biography, he has skills that works better in endgame because List has Blitzkrieg. And List's explosives does fall off a bit in endgame. Yeah, that's Montgomery. Who else is tank? I don't think any of these are tank, I already know. Patton. I'm gonna get roasted for this, but he's in C tier. Or I know there's a tier for Patton usually, but I'm sorry, he's in C tier. He's just not the best. But he is a gold general, alright. He can have 2 damage staples. He has 6 tank, like armor stars, panzer attack, plus 30. He does have 5-star marching if you max, so he has pretty good stars. He has pretty good rank. He is M general, one of the highest ranks you can buy. His skill set does fall short, but he can have the 2 damage staples. And he can run Rumor Blitzkrieg support general. Which, to be fair, Graziani can do better. But, you know, Patton's not D tier because these two does not have the damage staples. So he's in C tier. Which I'm quite sad because his cost is like 2,600 medals. But I'm not factoring cost here, or else it would be messy, alright? So Patton in C is never, I don't know, I just don't like that. But now Pavlov is better than Arnhem, that's for sure. He's absolutely better than Arnhem, even though he's free. Well, I think Arnhem does have 6-star ability, right? Arnhem, if I am gonna check right now. Arnhem can have 6 stars, but stars are not the most important. He can have the 2 damage staples, so he is like around here. But he also has Crossfire, which is a great skill. Well, it's an A tier skill in my opinion. So, he's like at the top of C tier. Like, he's better than Graziani because he has Crossfire instead of mountain fighting for another damage skill. He's better than Arnhem because Arnhem has Blitzkrieg, which falls off endgame. Yeah, so Pavlov in C tier. Now next tank general is Rokoskovsky. I want to put him in B tier, alright. Rocco is a general that can have 2 damage staples plus inspiration. And he's not these guys, because inspiration is one of the best skills for a tank general, so he does deserve B tier. However, I do think he's worse than List, or equal to List. It's actually quite hard. Because he has inspiration, which is better than Blitzkrieg and explosives, but at the same time, he can only have 2. He has only 3 good skills, while List has 4, and Rocco has Tide of Iron and Shelter, which is one of the worst skills ever. So this would be a tough choice, but Rocco would be behind List. I'm sorry if I'm offended anyone, but yeah. Montgomery, Rokoskovsky, and List all are contenders for the 3rd tank general. But right now, Montgomery still wins. Rommel. I see Rommel now, finally. A tier general, ahead of Katukov. He has 1 free bat skill, but that's a biography. Has pretty good skills otherwise, except Desert. And overall, actually quite good. So Rommel in A tier, there's not much to say about him. Another tank general. I'm running out of tank generals now, which is great. Wittmann, or what Discord calls him shipman or midman. He is S tier, alright? I don't want to get roasted for this. He's like Abraham's tier. He's not better than Guderian on Manstein, obviously, but he's quite good otherwise. He does require high investment for his higher damage ceiling, but he's overall solid. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Abrahams or Whitman both have their ups and downs, but I do like Whitman more. I'm sorry if I offended anyone who loves Abrahams like Brumanati or whatever, but Whitman, in my opinion, is a bit better just because he's more consistent and is more useful in more situations. Alright, there should be more. Tobokin! Yes, or Toby, which is what I call him. He should be the third best tank general in my opinion, alright? Because he has a really good skill set, and he is joint. And joint, oh boy, that's a great skill to have. He basically can summon Guderian Master to attack again. That's literally who Toby is. And the reason why I do believe he's better than Whitman is because he requires way less investment, first of all, which is, you could say it's kinda irrelevant, but the fact that he allows someone else to attack with him means his damage is really high. And also, even if he's soloing, he still has great skills. He has the staples, Panther Leader, Armored Assault, he also has Inspiration, which is great. He also has Plane Fighting, which is also pretty good. So he has 4 really solid skills, like on his own, besides joint. So he is S tier. Some people, like, I know there's some people who love Whitman, he places him here, but that's just not my opinion. Alright. Are the tanks done? There should be some weaker ones, like Sun Niren, Sun Niren, whatever you call him. Where is he? Oh, is he just not here? How dare you? Oh yeah, Schmidhuber. F tier, right? I think he's like at the top of F tier, right? Schmidhuber, is how you pronounce him. But he's free, but I'm not counting for costs. He can have Panzer Leader, which is quite bad. And he can have plane fighting, so he's around Bok level. But instead of Bok, his Blitzkrieg, he has entrenchment, so he's an F. Are there more tank generals around? He's not tank. Oh, Vachutin, yeah, how did I forget about Vachutin? Vachutin's quite good. He's solid. You shouldn't buy him, but he's just solid. Some people used to buy him when they just getting started. He can have the 2 damage staples, which moves him automatically up to C tier. But that's kind of it. He's around, I think he's around Pavlov, but he has 6 tank stars, and he has plane fighting instead of crossfire, so I'm gonna place him here because it's offensive damage. So they're quite close, but yeah, C tier. Reminds me of Timoshenko. He's not the best for damage, alright, I admit that. I have him, but he excels in support. He can have crowd tactics and fighting spirit, which there's no damage staples, but he can have max planes for an alright damage output. So although I do not think he cannot compete as a 3rd tank general, he is a solid 4th tank for support. Better than Vachutin, Pavlov, in my opinion. Even though he only has crowd tactics and plane fighting and fighting spirit. Waiting for him. Are there any more tanks? There's no way Sun Ren is not here. There's no way the guy forgot about him. Yeah, ignore him for now. I can't find him. So right now, that's the current tank standings. Because of, I don't know, ignore him. Now I'm going to start with artillery. The first artillery general is Bradley. I do want to place the most powerful tank, like artillery generals, but he's in C tier. I'm going to rearrange him later, but he has the 2 damage staples like any artillery should have. Where is Bradley? I'm trying to find him. Oh, Bradley, yeah. He has entrenchment, which is quite trash. He has some mountain fighting, so he technically has a damage skill, albeit a horrible damage skill. So he deserves C. Oh, Choikov. A general that is one of the worst silver generals ever. He cannot have the 2 damage staples. He can have accuracy, which makes him D tier. Because some generals I don't think even has accuracy, so this guy, I forgot his name, he's like Brausch. I can't pronounce German, I'm sorry. He's also C tier, and he's better than Bradley in my opinion. He has inspiration, but that's all he has going for him. He's just the 2 damage staples and inspiration and mountain fighting. So he is better than Bradley. That's kinda all he's good at. And Ninonen, a Finnish general. He used to be the free-to-play 3rd artillery, but he also has some really mid skills. He has artillery barrage, artillery barrage. I'm not wrong, which is trash. But he does have the 2 damage staples. Plus, you can add whatever skill you want. A thinner damage skill, rumor. So he's in C tier because solid, but there's better ones that exist. Who else? Burger, which I call him, or Echo Burger, whatever. His name does sound German, I'm not sure, but he is B tier. I'm not gonna get roasted for this, but his joint is alright. He can have 2 damage staples and he is machinist, but at least he's not terrible like these guys, because he actually does alright damage, if you get what I'm saying. People call him Weeb on Discord, or Whiteling. He's also B tier, and I do believe he's better than Eichelberger. Some people disagree, I understand, but he has all solid skills. He can have 2 damage staples, crossfire, and another skill, whatever you want, so there's more customization. And he can do, technically, more damage than Lieb, or the same. But where's Lieb? Speaking of. Now, a bunch of people will rate him here, which I agree with. I will rate Lieb here. Just because, 1, he's cheaper, 2, he can be faster with 5 marching ability, and 3, he has rumor. He can have rumor and plane fighting. Plane fighting, in my opinion, is better than crossfire in artillery, because you can control plane fighting. And with crossfire, you cannot. So that's why Lieb is in B tier. Alright, Brook. A tier, right? He has all good skills, but no biography. That's literally Brook. He's Konef, but without the biography. A little bit better skill set than Konef, pretty faster than Konef, but no biography, so he's a little bit worse than Konef. And Konef, just because he can crit all the time, just makes him a little bit better. And Williams, or Shilliams, as people on Discord call him, which I agree with. He's not solid. Like, you cannot convince me. He only has 1 damage staple, and even like he attack again and again, it's just not that good. Like, he is probably around here. Like, he's just bottom of C tier. I want to put him D tier. Yeah, why not do that? He's an IAP after all. I don't want to get roasted today, alright? I do not need artillery that kills peons. I do not want... Like, here's one use. You can put him on the M7 Priest and sky train him and kill units, which he can do. I'm not saying it's not a use for him, but why would you want a general for that? Like, there's no use for him. Well, when I'm saying no use for him, there's no real use for him. There's literally no reason to own him. He's just not that good. And this guy that comes with Toboken, he's B tier. I don't know, people say he's A tier. He's a pretty good skill set. He has hold fast, but he's lacking the offensive damage to be in A tier. Alright, so he's in B. But at the very top of B tier. If I check, yeah, he does not have the best offensive skills. Yeah, there is a page on Discord which you can check the stats of. I'm looking at it right now. And yeah, it's not the best. Because he has hold fast, he has inspiration, which I like, he has 2 damage staples, which I like, and he has crossfire, but like he's lacking what is needed for the A tier. Like inferior victory, he's just lacking that. So the top of B tier, solid artillery general, does good damage when retaliating like whittling, but it's better than whittling obviously. I want to put him here. You know, screw it, I'm putting him here. Because he is quite in a different tier. Now, Zhukov, the best artillery general, which I think the inventor of the Manstein T-44 doctrine, I forgot his username of this word, sorry. He did some damage testing, which I respect. It's pretty good. And it was found that he's quite good in most, like, in my opinion, me interpreting the data, is that he's better than Kluge in a bunch of situations. Like, he and Kluge can have how excels in different directions. One for a bunch of damage, and Kluge for a bunch of damage against high defense units and forts. But in my opinion, alright, don't roast me. I like them both, but I like Zhukov more than Kluge. So that's Zhukov. More artillery. Oh yeah, Kluge. S tier. Like, these guys are in a different tier compared to these. Like, you might say, oh, but Konev is quite good. He might be better than Zhukov, but Zhukov has better skills. He doesn't have Raider. He does have biography, which is a little bit worse, but he does have a biography. So that's why he's in S tier. But Konev is quite close. He's quite good, along with Brook. These two, you need for a free-to-play team. And yeah, who else? Artillery. Zhang's DZ or triple Z's or just ZZZ. He is around here. Just not much to say. He has 2 damage staples and crossfire and ace horses. Just no one should get him right anymore. He used to be 3rd best, but not anymore. Free to play. He fell off. Alright. Oh, by the way, I forgot to credit Sarp Manon on Reddit. He's active on Reddit and Discord. He's also a whale, so yeah. Who else is artillery? I want to do this quickly. Sokolovsky. I hate hybrids actually, but do you rank him as air or artillery? I will rank him as artillery. He's solid. He's solid. I would say he's good. I'm not rating him for artillery, I'm rating him for nuke damage. I hate hybrids, so hard to rank them. What else? This artillery, I can't see. Oh, this guy. Instant F tier. I don't care. He's one of the beginner traps, and he sucks. He literally has accuracy. Alright. He does have accuracy, but he's quite bad. Fine. He's here. Yeah. I don't know what to say about him. He sucks. Oh, there's still so much generals, man. There's so much. It's more artillery. There should be. Well, there's some missing generals. I don't think he's aware, but there's some forgotten missing generals. Yeah, never mind. I'm gonna skip artillery for now. Move on to infantry. I'm gonna start off with Rundstedt because he's just there. He's not an S tier. He does not belong in S tier. He's not A tier. He's B tier. He is a alright, like, rumor burger general, which is basically you put him on level 5 Brandenburgers, and you put rumor and rumor on him, so he attacks twice with rumor. So that's basically him. And there's Mir. I don't know. I just put Mir. He's a better one. He has strategic attack like Sokolovsky, so he's ahead in B tier. Quite good for free to play. I recommend you owning him as a second general in free to play. Oh my god, it's so hard to find their infantry. Mannerheim. There are Mannerheim simps, which I'm looking at you, Creeper Boy. The Elastic Wood simp. I'm looking at you, alright? On Discord right now, I'm looking at your lists. He's not in S tier, I'm sorry. He's not in A tier. He's in B tier, but only because he can have 2 damage staples, infantry leader and raider. He does have gorilla, which is okay for infantry. Wait, does he have gorilla? Am I tripping? I don't think he has gorilla, does he? Does he have gorilla? No, he doesn't have. He has forest fighting, elastic defense, or plastic defense. But he does have 2 damage staples plus a damage skill, so I want to place him in C tier. I don't know, I'm just gonna place him here for now. Ignore these. Castle Ring, he's not even infantry. MacArthur. He's in B tier also. He's worse than Ringstedt, but he's still alright. But he's very expensive though, that's his issue. He has good stars. Marching stars, not infantry stars. He can have 2 damage staples and a damage skill, so that makes him actually better than Ringstedt in damage, but Runestadt's not damage anymore, he's support. So MacArthur can also be support, but he's a worse support. So MacArthur in B tier, it's about worth it. He used to be the second best infantry general just because we used to care about damage. And Runestadt's not that good for damage, but now Runestedt is actually rising through the ranks to B tier, which is good because I kind of like him in real life. I'm not a German lover, but yeah. Oh freak, I forgot Mies. Mies in D tier. Sorry, I know y'all love Mies like Tito, but screw it, I'm putting him C tier. He's ahead of Patton. I can't disrespect Mies like that. He has overall solid skills. He doesn't have a bad skill for a bronze general. In fact, he's the best bronze general. Armored assault, crowd tactics, which is quite good, if for support roles, and rumor. The downside is he has no marching stars, so he stays in C. I want to put him in D, but yeah. Alright, back to infantry. Wavo, the brand new IAP that is technically not bad, but not good either. A tier. Just come on. He's just so underwhelming. If he released back before in the Frontier days, he has 2 damage staples and explosive, which is basically a Yamashita build. But he also has damage reduction on some units, so on elite forces. So we're just kind of contradicting. But if he does get the damage reduction, he's just actually alright. So A tier. I don't want to put him in A tier, but he's just... And Marshall, some people say he's overrated, some people say he's underrated, but he belongs in S tier. Alright, I'm not accounting for money here, but he has one of the best stars, maxed infantry stars, maxed marching stars, and Gorilla Master is quite good, just evade damage, 15% at level 3. I don't know what it is for level 5, but it's a really solid skill. Infantry group charge. This is how you set world records with Simo and some other general beside you. But it's alright, it's solid. Organization is also solid. And he can have the 2 damage staples, but his issue is that he's more survival. He survives without the infantry badge, which makes him one of the best candidates for a second infantry general. And he is the best second infantry general in my opinion. Just because he can support the main infantry general with infantry group charge, and he basically never dies, survives really well, and does good damage. But unfortunately, Simo is going ahead of him. Because, let's face it, Simo is not bad. He needs a good Hawkeye unit, which most free-to-play players have level 6 or 7 now, so it shouldn't be an issue. And he's just, I don't like his skill set. He's carried by his first ace sniper skill, or else he's kind of not that good. But he is the best general, infantry general, in my opinion, just because, not 2 range, I don't care about 2 range. It's alright for like, he gets more damage sometimes because he can step on forward tiles more often because of 2 range. Increases survivability by a little bit. But the most important part is 100% crit chance. So 100% crit chance plus 50% from the ribbon, which means he has a lot more overflowing critical attack, which makes like he's the best general for Hawkeye, basically. That's simple, in my opinion, the best infantry general. Oh my god, there's still so much people on this list. Yeah, Mashita. I want to put him in A tier, but he's not deserving A tier. He's the best out of these. He's technically the second best damage infantry general, actually, but yeah, he's the best damage, he's the best support. Not him, but like Mir is the best support in my opinion, and Damage Eater's best damage. So second best damage. So B tier, he kind of fell off from A. I believe he used to be A, but just nah. And Wainwright, a frankly horrible general in my opinion. I use him on medics, just because he has rank and jungle fighting, which is an infantry leader. This makes him, in my opinion, F tier. D or F. I can change my mind later, right? I want to put him D just because, yeah. Nasser, the former president of Egypt, and he actually is pretty good for a bronze general. He is raider and plane fighter, so he's definitely above these. I want to put him here, but they're below these guys, so I don't know. Should I? Yeah, let's do it. C tier. Who else is in? Oh, Zude has one of the best rank for a bronze general, M general actually, but D tier. He's an F tier by the way. But the only reason why he's D tier is because he starts with good rank, and he has guerrilla and infantry leader, so at least he can be a medic general. He's better than this guy's a medic general. Is that on infantry? There's Malinovsky somewhere. Oh, here. Malinovsky, A tier. He has a pretty good skill set. His first skill both boosts other generals around him a better crowd tactics skill, and he has organization, making him great. There's a solid A tier general, but he can also, besides having to damage staples, infantry leader and raider, he can also have inferior victory, which makes him deal more damage in a bunch of situations than Wave Up. So A tier, but not S tier because they're not as good as Simmel or Marshall. Alright, it's all the infantry done. I want to be done with infantry. They're quite boring in my opinion. Tito, I'm sorry. I know y'all simp him. Everybody simps him, but I just don't. I acknowledge what he did in real life. But he's in D tier, alright. Accounting for his economy, he's above these guys. He's above Zude. But that's just, yeah, there's not much to say about him. And Koenig, the last update introduced Koenig. He's C tier. He can add 2 damage staples. That's kind of it. Oh, where's Clark? I know I should be rating Clark somewhere. I can't find him. Yeah, Clark should be in B tier. I'm putting way too much infantry in B tier, right? I want to put him up here. He's not worth that. I don't know, a bunch of people roast me by putting Runstedt and Ramashita in the same B tier, but realistically, right now, it's realistic. So, I can't find any more infantry in this list. Some of them are lacking, but let's start with Navy. I'm gonna do air last, I think. Yamaguchi, one of the best. There's no question. He's just one of the best. He can have fleet leader, which is compulsory on good naval forces. He has early warning, which is quite good for evading damage. Not the best, but it's still good. But he gets carried by naval assault, which is overpowered. And you know who else has naval assault but is better? Cunningham. Only these two deserve S tier. And yeah, that's Yamaguchi for you. He can also have inferior victory. He can also have a damage skill, which is beneficial. He can also be emergency air, but I'm not counting for air for Yamaguchi. Basically no one uses him on air. Now, A tier. Darlong, the free Frenchie, who's I don't think he's done much except being a bootlicker to the Germans, then betraying the Germans, and then dying shortly after. But he has leadership, which is one of the best skills, naval skills, which Cunningham also has, which is why he's over there. But overall solid, can have fleet leader, and can have a damage skill or survival, whatever. I put fighting spirit, but you can put inspiration, explosives, solid A tier general. Donuts, former best free to play and pay to win general. For Navy, a good skill set. He has Wolfpack, fleet leader, can have 2 customizable skills. However, Darlong's leadership boosts himself, while let's just say clearly, leadership is better than Wolfpack, alright? And both are really close. But ultimately, Darlong is a bit better just because he's one of the only ones who can have leadership and Donuts can't. Yeah, so and they can both have equally the same damage skills that buff themselves. So yeah, they're pretty close. They're really, really close. But Darlong is a bit better in my opinion, and Darlong is free. I know I'm not accounting for price, but Darlong is free, guys. Seriously, we haven't done any challenge conquests. Do them to get Darlong. He should be your second best naval generals. Actually, for French generals, where's Leclerc? And de Gaulle. Did this guy? Did you just forget about both of them? Anyways, de Gaulle is at the bottom here, and Leclerc is at the bottom here as well. So no need to discuss them for now. Eisenhower is also Navy. After Richelieu's and the French unit's introduction, which is one of the best naval units, makes a pretty good Richelieu general because he doesn't do good damage on Richelieu. Alright, he has free range, so his skill gets activated more often, even though if it deals low damage. But I'm gonna give it credit that it at least is kinda useful, and he has a biography. But his only thing that's carrying Eisenhower is literally his biography and Richelieu, or else he'll be down here. But as Eisenhower, note, you should never buy Eisenhower. He sucks. His skill set sucks, but he has a use now, at least. He used to be a Nimitz level bad. I think even worst. He has shelter expert as his initial starting skills, but now he can change it. But still, he started fleet leader, which is okay, respectable. Carpet bombing does not make sense for a naval general. I'm not rating him as air because no one buys him for air. He's the same caliber as Arnold in air, but you can buy Arnold and Downing, so there's no need for Eisenhower. So yeah, a A tier, barely A tier general, but he's an IAP. I think Williams is worst. Should I treat Williams as badly? Let's move Williams back up again. I hate putting Williams in C, but anyways, naval generals Mikawa. Mikawa is pretty good support, which is all he is. He's the god. He's one of the best naval generals who ever gone 4. No, not 4, 3, but he can have fleet leader and another damage skill, and he has Wolfpack. So he should I put him in A tier? He has solid skills. Alright. I'm gonna put him in B. Just because A tier should be the ones that It's actually Donuts tier, not Macau tiered. Like, there's a clear distinction between Donuts and Macau. Alright, Nagumo. B tier Nagumo? He's... If I remember correctly, Nagumo has some air stars. Right? He's the commander of the... the carriers in the Battle Midway, right? The Kita Butai, if I remember correctly the name. Yeah, he does have 4... Oh my god, he has 4 air stars. Are you serious? And Yamaguchi has 6. What is this, actually? He has Fleet Leader. He can add another damage skill and Sailor. He has 3 good skills. Which... He does have 6-star, naval stars. But he goes in C tier. Just because Mikawa, at least, has another better skill compared to him. Yeah, right. But like, if I put him here, there's gonna be no generals in B tier. But Mikawa is just better. Yeah, I'm gonna put him in C tier. Mountbatten, who got killed by the IRA. I know that because I live in Ireland, but he's quite close. Alright, B to C. But in respect to Mountbatten in Discord, and he actually has naval skills, but he has 1 less star. He is above Nagumo, but unfortunately in C tier. Any more naval? Horton. Horton is my B tier general, or C. I think he's in C. He's solid as a free general. He's more than solid. He's free. He had 5 stars. No, how? Nah, he's in B tier. Yeah, there's no way he's gonna be in C. He has decent skills. Fleet Leader, Explosives, and Early Warning. All great skills. And another damage skill that you can add. And Nimitz. I call him Nimitz. Or Nimitz. One of the most accomplished admirals in the US Navy. But he's quite crap. Here. He does a 5-star, air. He has 6-star Navy. He can also have he has a Fleet Leader already. He can have 2 damage skills, but that's ultimately... He has only 3 good skills. Horton and Mikawa has 4. So I believe he should be around... I believe he's better than Mountbatten. Mountbatten has 5-star Navy. This guy has 6-star Navy, but then again, Nagumo also only... it's so hard to decide. Nimitz? Nagumo? Yeah, isn't Nagumo and Nimitz kind of the same thing? But Nimitz does have 5-star air, so he should be better than Nagumo. But Mountbatten, yeah. Alright. C tier it is. Any more naval generals? Oh yeah, Spurons. He's air, so ignore him. Yamamoto, don't use him for Navy. This guy, F tier, there's no question. No questions asked. F tier, right? He doesn't even have Fleet Leader. He only has Sailor. That's the only skill I remember him having. Alright, now, finally. Air Gen... Oh. Raider. Raider, same tier as Donuts. Donuts, where is he? Donuts, he's here. A bit worse in my opinion, but both these are really close together. And he's just there just because he got carried by elite forces. Now, for Air Force generals. All these are Air Force. First off, Coulson, S tier, absolute beast. He has no carpet bombing, which is his major downside, but he can spam missiles and everything cheaply. And there's Spats, which I do believe Coulson is better than Spats. The only reason is because in challenge conquests, missiles can now ignore air defense. But Spats is still quite good, so I still believe Coulson is better just because it's up to personal preference. I know a bunch of people like Spats more, but now with P40, Spats got inadvertently nerfed a bit. That's my reasoning. Yamamoto, I'm gonna praise Yamamoto later. I'll explain that. Shano, one of the generals from the Conquest Pass. A tier. He's the best free-to-play air general, technically, but a bunch of people use him as economy general. But his skill set with inspection makes him A tier. Same with Spurons. He's quite good on carrier, but why would you want too much carriers? But yeah, he's a solid A tier. McCampbell, I know a bunch of people say he's shit and he's fucking trash or I don't care, but an important thing is he's still better than a bunch of free-to-play air generals. The only reason why I'm putting behind Chanel is because Chanel has inspection, which is overpowered, but or else he would be above Chanel. Alright, now Yamamoto, I'm gonna explain him right now. He's a great helicopter general. Like the recent helicopters, it makes him a beast. He makes him like, I want to put him here. That's how good he is in helicopters. You know what I'm gonna do it. If you have a really good helicopter, Yamamoto is the best helicopter general. Screw it, I'm putting it here. But I'm not rating him on helicopters, that's an exception. If you rate Yamamoto with helicopters, put him up here. But right now, pure air, he's here. And I count it with helicopter actually a bit, so he's ahead of these two already. But Chanel's inspection, I use it all the time. It's just overpowered. He just replaces Blitzkrieg in my generals. That's how good it is. Now Downing. Pure air, B tier. Basically Yamamoto, but a bit worse. That's Downing. Oh, where's Arnold? Arnold's a bit better because Rumor technically is better. Just because, like, again, Rumor actually works in low damage situations. Like in low damage units like Artillery, but it's quite good. It's better than explosives. Both are quite useless, but it's a bit better. So Castle Ring, move a bit down. Doolittle also. Both are quite bad. I should say Doolittle is the newest general added. Doolittle is where's Doolittle? I'm trying to find him. I keep forgetting. He has Fighting Spirit, which is useless for air. The only good thing is he can add 2 damage staples, but for air force leader and carpet bombing, but he only has 5 air stars. Same with Castle Ring. Is Castle Ring even worse actually? I knew Castle Ring having 4 air stars. No, 5 air stars, but yeah. I do believe he's a bit better. Now Sokolovsky. I put him in B tier, alright. He's an alright. He's not the best air general, but he shines in Typhoon and air like nuke launching, which is alright. But still, B tier. And Richie, I call him Richie because his name's too hard to pronounce. I think he's a cousin of the Red Baron, if I remember correctly, but he deserves an A. He's one of the best, like, damage wise, because his joint is quite powerful, but still worse than these two. Alright, so that's my complete tier list. I don't think I made any mistakes, right? It looks alright. Why is it not F11? Yeah. Like, yeah, that's literally it. That's the tier list. You feel free to disagree. I'm alright if you disagree, but yeah, anyways, I'm gonna go right now, so bye.